To Unit 8 of the Gospel of Mark. This week we're going to be moving into what we call Holy Week texts. In Mark chapter 11, Jesus enters Jerusalem triumphantly upon his donkey, and we're going to be looking at chapters 11, 12, and 13 at the tension and the conflict that immediately arises between Jesus and what you might call the political establishment of ancient Israel. And I'm going to be challenging you to read these texts through those sorts of lenses. What's happening politically in Jerusalem that Jesus appears to be a threat to the established order. To that end, we're going to forego reading the black text this week, simply because I don't want you to get in a rut. I want to keep things fresh. We will read the next chapter of the Rhodes book, which covers Mark's characterization of Jesus, and I'm going to ask you to reflect on how that characterization is supplemented in these particular chapters of Mark. And we're also going to be looking at an article by Emerson Powery, who was a former professor at Lee University. He now teaches at Messiah College in Pennsylvania, but he's been a major contributor to what you might call Pentecostal New Testament studies. And he's asking political questions of the text, specifically in Mark chapter 13. So I think it will be a provocative read and will really lead to great discussion together. I was very delighted to see the work that's already been done on framing the research papers during this last unit. I've commented on each of the outlines and sets of preliminary questions that you put up on the board. I'm hoping that lightening your load a little bit this week will enable you to continue moving forward on your paper. I want to encourage you all to really use the research, how to write a research paper guide that I developed and attached to Unit 6, I believe. I really think that if you will follow those steps, your work will be efficient and focused, and you'll do very well. I find students tend to suffer when they skip one of the steps or they do the steps out of order. This is a research paper, so I'm expecting you to really be engaged with the scholarly conversation around the particular passage that you're treating. And a quick way to circumvent that process would be to insert a ton of your own ideas before you've really done your research. So you can see in the way I step you through doing the paper, research comes very early in the process so that your own thoughts are being formed out of conversation with scholars. I'm sure you'll do well if you follow those steps. Let me know how I can serve you this week, and I look forward to engaging together. God bless.